Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name is GBay99. I hope you all are having a wonderful day. Today, we are back with another Legends of Runeterra deck showcase where I'm going to be showing you guys a very fun and exciting deck. So recently, we have tanked our rating up in Master Tier because we were experimenting with a lot of interesting off-meta decks. When you play off-meta stuff in this game, if you're in lower rating, anything Platinum or below, it can often work. But once you get to higher rating, this game is very kind of frustrating because off-meta things get punished incredibly hard. In stuff like League of Legends, you can play off-meta things and make it work, but when people are playing really meta stuff, when people are playing the Darius rush decks or the Hecarim mid-range or even just the elusive mid-range / rush deck, there's very little hope that you will ever have of being able to play fun stuff into that. And we tried to do that in Master Tier, and it really tanked our rating super hard. So today we're going to be doing something that is much more meta. Specifically, we are going to be playing an elite deck that runs 0 champions. Elites, I don't know when you're watching this because this video is going to be coming out like 3 days after I record it. This is something that not a lot of people have caught on to yet. They might have by the time you're watching this, but I think elite decks are going to be very meta in the not too distant future. The reason being, you know Inspiring Mentor? Inspiring Mentor, which of course was the, it used to be a 1/1 where when you played it, it granted +1/+1 to an ally in hand. This was a really strong card that ended up getting nerfed to a pretty crazy degree. And the reason it was so strong was because giving +1/+1 to a unit in hand is an incredibly strong thing, because most of the cards in this game, you know, when you look at a card, any kind of, you know, 1-drop or 2-drop, if you're looking at a 2-drop, let's say, that's 3/2, that card is balanced around this cost. The 2-drop is supposed to be 3/2. You know, the reason this is a 3/2 with Fearsome that costs 2 mana is because that's what's balanced. Having a Fearsome unit that's 3/2 should cost 2 mana. But having a Fearsome unit that's 4/3, that's actually really, really strong. And that's what you saw a lot of people doing with Inspiring Mentor, is they would take Inspiring Mentor, they would take, what's the guy, Navori Conspirator, they would use the Inspiring Mentor on the Navori Conspirator, and instead of being an elusive 3/2 for a 2-drop, it was an elusive 4/3 that only cost 2 mana, and that is kind of broken. You know, giving that bonus to another card is really, really strong. You see the same thing with Omen Hawk. A lot of people are running Omen Hawk in a lot of decks because it does the same thing. It gives +1/+1. So anyway, point being, when you're able to buff cards, that's incredibly strong in this game right now. And right now, a lot of people, at least in Master Tier, a lot of people are taking advantage of this by running elite decks. Elite decks are decks that have these, you know, these different cards, Sithra, Vanguard Defender. They're all, you know, categorized as elite cards. And what that means is you get synergies with stuff like Battlesmith when you summon an elite, granted +1/+1. There's another one in here, Vanguard Bannerman, which grants all allies +1/+1. And he's an elite card himself, even if it's not something that necessarily synergizes with only elites. There's Silverwing Vanguard, which summons an exact copy of him when you're only a 2/1 with Challenger for 4 mana. That seems bad, but when you get all these buffs from all these elites, then then that suddenly becomes much stronger and much better. This is an interesting deck. This actually is just kind of a custom poor man's deck that I made. A lot of these decks run various different things. Some of these run Lux, some of these run Lux and Karma, some of these run a few of these, a few more of these cards like Reinforcements, but right now I don't have enough resources to craft more of them. Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate that for me, I don't really have the best deck list here, but I think elites are so strong that we might be able to win a few games and improve on our rating. So let's go ahead, see if we can showcase this and jump into game number 1. All right, and for our first game here, we are playing up against a rank 170 player who's playing a rush deck, a Timo Vladimir rush deck. Oh, this might be bad. I'm going to mulligan everything except for the elite. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's perfect. That's perfect. So when you play this deck, if any of you want to play this deck, and if any of you want to play this exact deck, what I would recommend you do is play it where always mulligan the spells. You don't want to be caught with spells in your hand. What you need to be doing is developing your board in the early game. Whether you're getting the buffs to these units with spells, you know, stuff like back-to-back, or you're getting buffs to these units with other units, like the 4-drop that gives +1/+1 to all allies, whatever it is you do, it's really important for you to be getting like a drop on turn 1, a drop on turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, and then to be using spells later on in the game. You don't want to be in a situation where you're making these trades and where the trades are kind of hurting you because you're, yeah, I'm fine with that. You don't want to be stuck in a situation where you're making trades and you're only getting 1 or 2 units out on board. Now, that being said, we're playing against a rush deck, so it's actually kind of okay for us to be doing this. But if you're playing against mid-range or control especially, it's really important for you to develop your board as much as possible. Anyway, though, we will go ahead and drop this Vanguard Sergeant here next turn. Bada boom, bada bing.
Discipline and steel.
This will give us a 4 Demacia. This is one of your win conditions. Essentially, the win condition when playing this deck is either getting Sithra or 4 Demacia, or there's a few other spells where when they are played, it's a, it's like they ultimately decide the game. I don't know which to block here. I guess I'll block this one. They'll decide the game by giving you so much, you know, whatever it is, so many buffs to your units that it's actually impossible for your opponents to deal with. Here, I'm going to do Silverwing, I think. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm going to do it, though. I need to develop my board, as I was just talking about. We don't have any buffs on it, but we could still get some. I'm going to pull him with one of them. That will sacrifice it, obviously, but it will set up so we can kill it next turn. What does he have? Oh, he was trying to save Tima. So he is... Oh, I would love to draw Judgment here. I'm 2 draws or 2 turns away from being able to use it. Oh, okay, that's fine, that's fine. Well, maybe not. I kind of want to use Bloodsworn Pledge. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to play anything here. I'm going to just play Bloodsworn Pledge and keep both guys alive. So right here, turn 5, turn 6, turn 7, that's when you... that's typically when you want to already have a developed board, but that's when you want to start thinking about... playing spells to buff your board, keep things alive, so on and so forth. Okay, what does he have here? He does not have anything. He is dealing some damage to our Nexus, and I'm actually getting kind of concerned about how much he's dealing. We only have 9 Puff Caps in our deck. That's kind of good. 9 Puff Caps, 6 health. I'll take that. But we really do need to now have a... Yeah, I'm going to put... I could put Sithra the Bold down here, but I don't want him to develop his board more than I develop mine. So I'm going to put both Vanguard Defenders and Sithra down.
Reporting in.
And then I might even 4 Demacia next turn on my block. I will pull him with Teemo, attack with everybody else. If he makes a trade, I am happy with that. Even, you know, that looks like a good trade for him, a 2-1 into a 3-2, but I want a trade like that. I want him to start trading and stop going face. Yes, I am happy with that. I have a much bigger and scarier board than him. And we should be able to win on our next attack turn because we can drop Sithra, and even if he has a bunch of 1-drops or 2-drops or 1 power or 2 power units, she gives Fearsome to all allies. So that is obviously perfectly okay. And I think I'm actually going to put her down here, especially because he just did that.
Soldiers, to me.
I need to be able to block this. Make sure this is not dealing 2 direct damage to my Nexus, because we are now down to 5 health. I mean, he only has 2 cards, and his deck is predicated on the idea of playing with all these low-cost units. I doubt he has anything big or scary. I mean, what champions does he have? He has Vladimir. He could have a Vladimir. He could put Vladimir down right now, and that would deal 2 direct damage to my Nexus. Yeah, but that would not be enough to save him. That would actually deal 4 direct damage to my Nexus. If he had Vladimir, he could have potentially won that. I would have to block her with that and then someone else with Vladimir. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and attack here, and that should be game. Actually, no, we don't want to block. We don't want to do that because now everything is Fearsome. He has no way to block it. I don't think there's like any sort of fast spell that he could use to save himself here. What's that? I just said that, but he's now using spells. Oh, thank goodness, thank goodness. That gave me a heart attack. Okay, there you go. You can see how you play this deck, though. We didn't get any of our synergies out there, but even so, we were able to outdevelop our board against another guy who was playing very aggressively, and because we were able to develop our board so much faster, we were able to win. That idea of out-developing your opponent when it comes to your units is something that will beat rush decks. It's something that will beat any kind of mid-range deck, and it can even beat some of the control decks out there that are more focused on using spells for board removal, stuff like Get Excited or Mystic Shot. So this can beat Control Heimer or Control Ezreal. If you're dealing with the Ruination, that might be tougher, but this is a deck that can beat most kinds of decks. Speak of the devil, we are now playing up against a Karma control deck, which this... Okay, so I just said this can beat some of the late game control stuff. We have to, again, let's try and make sure that we mulligan all of our spells. I really want to I want to draw a 2-drop either this turn or next turn. That's not a 2-drop.
Lady Elise, where are you?
I don't want to trade Sithra into that. He can attack, and I won't block. Maybe I should attack, though. Oh, that's so close to being a good draw. That's so close to being a good draw. I guess I will attack. What's he doing? What's he doing? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm actually worried about... I was thinking, I need Sithra to be alive. I'm happy with him doing that. I will end the round here. We'll do Vanguard Sergeant turn 4, and then maybe a Bannerman turn 5. Oh.
Discipline and steel.
Okay, now I don't know. Skip the block here. Obviously, can't block at all. Maybe I should do... Oh. What should I do here? Oh my goodness, what should I do? Let's do this. And see what he does. Because I can pull him with 1. And then attack with these 2. That gets his elusive off the board just for the sake of getting the elusive off. Oh, that sucks though. I don't have a buff to save him. And he's still getting more annoying 1/1s out. He's just trying to stall for the late game, being a Karma control, so that's kind of something that's obviously terrifying for us. Here I'm going to put Fleet Feet, Sithra, and Vanguard, I think, and assume that he tries to do something. And then we will do 2 Vanguard Bannermans back to back, I think. That's probably what we want.
I will play my part.
Interesting. Oh, shoot. Maybe I shouldn't. Well, I can still attack and something will die. I know something will die. So we're up to full spell mana. He's 1 mana inefficient there. That feels good. So here I'll attack like this and see what he does. Firstly, I can now back to back if I want to. Okay, so I will back to back here. This will still kill both of these, but killing these 2 units is very important. I also messed this up, didn't I? No, actually, it's irrelevant. Never mind. Oh, no, this won't kill them. They'll live with 1 health. I forgot. I thought it was like give them 3 health, not give plus 3 health, including their 1 health. What's that? He only has 4 mana. If he does another one to save him, that's annoying, but not the worst thing in the world. Oh, come on, come on. Okay, good, good, good. That's good, that's good. So now, we can heal up. But now we can start getting our buffs out. Actually, no, we can't. Kill something else. Okay, thank you. Now we'll put down Vanguard Defender. Next turn, we'll do Bannermans. There we go, there we go. So here is a good example of something that we didn't really get to see this last game. But now, firstly, let's wait and see what he does. I'm very curious what he's going to do here, actually. He has 7 mana, 0 spell mana. He's getting close to his late game. You know, he's getting close to dropping a Karma turn 10. Okay, that's fine. He's getting to cycle through so many of his cards. There's like no way he doesn't have a Karma by now. And that's kind of scary, but I'm kind of okay.
Raise the banner. Lift our spirits.
So now you can see this is where the strength really starts coming in. I need to have... well... Okay, that's fine, that's fine. If any... Oh, shoot. I was like, oh, wait, could I have take-hearted that? But no, he used it on the other guy. So now I'll do a second Vanguard Bannerman.
A symbol worth fighting for.
Yes, the allegiance goes off. So now we have lethal on the board. He has to start doing something. If he does that, I'm taking heart. Because that might... Does that give us lethal? That's 8 over lethal. We win. Dude, we actually got it. Wow, that worked out really, really well. So you can see that that's actually a perfect example of the curve you want to go for. You want to get the early sticky minions like Sithra and the 3-2 with, or the 2-2 with toughness out. You want to go ahead and drop that kind of stuff in the early game and then start buffing it later on. And you just get such a sticky board that even control decks are not able to deal with you. Let's see if we can make it 3 in a row because, wow, we did not gain much rating there. All right, and now we are playing up against what looks to be a Fiora Shen barrier deck. This is something that's actually going to be really tough to deal with. I think Fiora Shen, I don't know what you want to call this, a mid-range, a cheese deck, a dumb Exodia deck, whatever you want to call it, this is a deck that's actually really frustrating to deal with, in my opinion. At least whenever you're playing anything that's not cheesy yourself. If you're playing something that's like a control deck that's obviously easy to win the game with, or if you're playing a, you know, there's a lot of different options for you to be able to play a deck that can beat this kind of thing. But the problem with this deck is I can't really deal with him giving Fiora barrier. My deck, the deck I'm playing here, is not really a deck that can deal with Fiora in the sense that if she gets a barrier, I don't have a Mystic Shot I can use to remove the barrier and kill her. The only thing I have is like buffs to my units. This entire deck is based around getting a big crazy board and then buffing my units in scary ways. So I don't really have a super easy setup for trades and whatnot. I'm just gonna let him attack me here, because I don't have a good trade, and it's not really super important for me to block that yet, because now I have a really solid setup. So Silverwing Vanguard, this awful card that looks so awful because it's a 4-mana 2-1 with Challenger. Oh, thank the Lord. It's going to let us kill that. This is going to let us kill that. And then we can attack like that. And I guess may as well use that to kill that. That's what we want, right? So we will clear 3 big scary units, which thank goodness he did not get his allegiance. I don't know what kind of deck he's running. He seems to be running a bit of an elite deck himself. This is another version of the elite deck you may see on the ladder. Is you might see a, I think I mentioned these, you might see a Shen Fiora elite deck. You might also see a Karma Lux elite deck. Elites have so many applications and are so good in so many different ways that you might see a few different versions of it. Oh, I forgot about that elite card. Oh no, it's not an elite, but it creates an elite. Huh. Maybe I should use that. Whatever. Okay, what should we do here? He's gonna pull that. I could, if he pulls that, I'm gonna pass. I want to play this, obviously. Get the synergy with that. The smart thing for him would be to end the turn. Please don't be smart. Oh, he was smart. That was smart. That was smart, smart, smart. We do have a... Ooh. Yeah, let's do this.
Show them what we're made of.
This gives us a pretty solid setup, because now we can attack with her, and if he blocks that, he can kill it, but that will also kill that. We have a few interesting setups here. I'm so happy he didn't get his Fiora Shen, because that would have just won him the game if he did. But here we go. We can attack now. He can block these if he wants. Yeah, I'm fine with making that trade. That is a 2-drop that is killing a 5-drop. Okay, we will go ahead and make that trade. Get 7 damage onto his Nexus, and now he's also getting pretty low, too. If we can build up our board on this next defending turn, then we can potentially set up to win. We can't do all of these. This is 9. We have 7. Okay, but we can do that. We can do that. That's 5. Leaves us 5, so we can do a Bloodsworn Pledge. We'll see how he tries to play this. I'm just gonna skip that block. Kind of sucks, a little unfortunate, but I don't mind.
It's dangerous up there. Take this.
Maybe I should just do the Vanguard Cavalry. That's better efficient for mana.
The eye of twilight sees all.
Yeah, let's do that. And then next turn we'll play as much as we can and try and win.
New recruit reporting in.
Okay, so he's dropping a lot of units, but all these units have 2 attack. When I attack with Sithra, he's not going to be able to stop or block with these. Oh, do we want to go for... Let's do it. Let's do it, dude.
Soldiers.
Oh, no. He gets that out. Oh, but he misses the allegiance.
All right, my
That should be game.
story.
It might not be, but it should be. Or it should be close.
Discipline and steel.
Look at that scary board that we have. I miscounted the mana. You gotta be kidding me. Oh, I'm dumb. I'm silly. I'm dumb. Okay, but we still have a big buff. We're dealing 27 damage to his Nexus before he sets up blocks, and he can only block with 3 right now. I wish we had Overwhelm, because we obviously don't, and that kind of blows, but... Alright. That's still 10. That's still 10. He needs to block the 7. Yeah, he can block... If he blocks the 5 and the 7...
I'm ready.
Oh, yeah, and I forgot she doesn't get the Fearsome, of course. All right, he gets it, he gets it. I'm surprised he's using that to kill that. Oh, if only I had that for Demacia. That would have been +3. Yeah, shoot, I didn't need to drop that Sithra. Well, if I didn't drop the Sithra, then that would be another thing that's not attacking. Maybe if I attacked with the Battlesmith, then. I probably should have attacked with the Battlesmith. He would have gotten the Fearsome as well. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so here I'm actually going to use the Bloodsworn Pledge to keep these 2 alive. I haven't used Bloodsworn Pledge yet this game, and, you know, this is probably about as efficient as it can get. We only get 2 units killed from him, and we get him down to 1 health. I didn't have the mana for back-to-back. If I had the mana for back-to-back, I would have had the mana for 4 Demacia. I didn't even realize we're getting him down to 1. Okay, he can make that trade.
Protect and strike.
Oh. No, yeah. Actually, do that. Holy moly, do that. Because I can keep her alive again.
Can't fight on an empty stomach. Do your work.
Whoa! Hey!
Give that to her. And what? Her? Because right now this is only killing those 2. He might have buffs, though. May as well go for it. This kills 4 of his guys. Keeps all of ours alive. They're all super low health, and he might have something. He has 9 mana. He hasn't used either card or any of his mana yet. Does he have it? What's he have?
The king
Swap 2 and give barrier. Oh, shoot.
our wills align.
That's bad. That's actually really bad. Actually, not as bad, because Sithra still lives. I'm trying to think. Yeah, should we do the 4 Demacia next turn? He only has 1 thing in hand. Or 1 card. He'll have 2 cards at the start of next turn. I think we're fine to... Yeah, we get the win. We get the win. Good game. Well played. God, I love this deck. Elites are so strong. You should really play them if you're not playing them right now. I will include the deck code in the description of this video if you want to mess around with this specific Elite deck. But again, I probably wouldn't recommend it unless you are, you know, maybe if you're low rating, if you're Platinum or below, or just playing normals, then this could probably work very well. You should really try and get specifically reinforcements. We didn't get to use this card today, did we? This is one of the best Elite cards in the game. It summons 2 3/3s and then gives all Elites +1/+1. Similarly, I think you're supposed to run 3-pack mentalities. This is another win condition that we didn't actually get to use, where this gives an ally and all other groups, or all other allies in that group, so all Elites, it will give them all +3/+3 in Overwhelm. Another win condition we didn't get to use today, and this deck normally runs 3 of these. But even with this being a bit of a budget version of this deck, we still got some really solid wins, and that was a really fun series of games. So I hope you guys all enjoyed watching. I will see you all in tomorrow's video in our next deck showcase. But until then, thank you very much for watching. Good luck in solo queue, and have a wonderful day.